Welcome to the SFL. I'm Cameron Irvine, lead play-by-play man and commissioner of the First Football Esport League, and this extensive guide will help you find everything you need to get the full SFL experience, or the experience you want. The first step to learning more about the league is on SFL Interactive, the multimedia hub of our website. Head to simulationfl.net and click on the Interactive tab in the menu. Once you're there, create your profile and receive your first 10 points. They'll show up in the upper right-hand corner. Points can be used to pay for anything from player progression to photo galleries and so much more coming soon. On SFL Interactive, you can watch exclusive league content like behind-the-scenes footage and videos, amazing plays, and classic games. You can also watch live games every Sunday night and participate in live lotteries, which can net you more free points. Back on Discord, introduce yourself in the Introductions channel to receive permissions. Tell us how you found us, who you are, and what you're interested in. From here, you can message team owners and general managers and inquire about joining the live stats, beat writing, multimedia, or broadcast teams, and hunt for your future home on the field. There are two ways to get on a team, either as an undrafted free agent or through the rookie draft. If you join in the months of April, May, October, or November, you qualify for the rookie draft right away, since rosters are locked during these months while the league wraps up seasonal competition and teams are re-signing or signing veteran players. If you join in any other month, becoming an undrafted free agent is your most likely route. Either option can net you success. If you're going into the rookie draft, a little bit of everything can go a long way in a competitive field. Make an impression by purchasing or gaining your points for player progression in advance. Earn a high chat ranking and show your desire and professionalism in the community chat rooms and in private messages with teams. Join a league staff, team, or contribute to the league's general fund. Drafts are held at the beginning of every June and December. If you're going to get scooped up as an undrafted free agent, your chat ranking determines what type of opportunities you could have. To find out if there are any recent openings on teams, check the player openings section of Discord. If all rosters are full, don't be discouraged. Opportunities come up all the time, and it may just be the perfect fit to start your career. Every offseason, you're able to start completely from scratch if you want, or you can negotiate a new deal with your current team or a different squad. Games are broadcast Sundays through Tuesdays on our SFL networks on Twitch, YouTube, and Fuel. While you're subscribing to those feeds, make sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and give us some love on Instagram. If you need or want to talk to league staff, we're always listed in gold at the top right of the member list in Discord when we're online, and we'll always try to assist you or make time for you as best we can. That's the Simulation Football League, and that's just the start. Thanks for being here to make an impact. I can't wait to call your name.
And returning it back the other way is Jack Burton, and Carolina has a touchdown on a pick six.
Spins out of a sack, throws it to the back of the end zone. He's got his man. Touchdown.
So they're like, oh, well, we need real players. Like, oh, okay. So you need a quarterback? Sure.
He's up to the 30. He's gone, baby. My goodness. Somebody cool off that man's feet because they're on fire.
Throw King wants it all now, and it's caught! Oh! Touchdown, Chicago!
Unbelievable play! That's gotta be number one this week, and we just got started!
People like immersing themselves and all the buildup that goes in with that.
This is gonna explode big time.
The SFL Network on YouTube welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chicago, Illinois. It's the Thunderdome. It's Week 2 SFL action. It's Chicago and Oklahoma City. Two teams coming in with a win last week. Look to do battle in Week 2 of the SFL. T-Roy Gaines along with Andy Hamilton here, and one of these teams, T-Roy, is going to have to lose today, but the other one will improve to 2-0.
Yeah, that should be a very exciting matchup, Andy. We had Oklahoma City, who struggled to score last week, finding the end zone in spite of the fact that their quarterback threw over 300 yards. We'll see if they can change that this week, while Chicago experienced the opposite. Their offense was high-powered and high-scoring. We'll see if the trends continue, or we're going to have something completely different today.
And it all starts momentarily from Chicago. The Wildcats had 282 yards passing last week. Oklahoma City, 327. If you're looking for some high-flying action, this might be where you want to be in Week 2. Oklahoma City will call the coin toss before we get going, wearing their white jerseys and red pants. And the Chicago Wildcats will figure out what they're doing based on what Deacon Nickens calls here. T-Roy, this is a game between two teams who both narrowly won their games last week. Both wins were under 8 points. Chicago defeated the Las Vegas Fury by 7, and Oklahoma City beat the Houston Hyenas by 6. What are you looking for in today's game?
Well, I'm looking for see if OKC can get in the end zone more often. They only scored once with a rushing touchdown by Jason Williams. So let's see if Deacon Nickens, who threw for over 327 yards, will be able to get his team in the end zone more often. While Chicago's offense was on fire, their defense struggled at the end of the game, near the end of the game. Almost let Las Vegas came back. We'll see if the defense of Chicago can hold OKC from scoring this week. We'll see.
Will receive. The ball is on the tee for Chicago, and we are underway in Week 2. The kick is off, and the Renegades will return out from the 7, brought out across the 25, and down at the 28. Get a look at Oklahoma City's offense. Averaged only 13, or got only 13 yards on the ground last week with Jason Williams, and T-Roy, I'm assuming that we might see a little bit more out of him this week against a Chicago front that's a lot different than Houston's.
Yeah, it should be a little bit different story from him last week, only averaging just over 1 yard per carry. We'll see if they're going to feed Williams right here.
The first play from scrimmage will go to Williams. He's off to the left-hand side and dives forward for 3, brought down on the Chicago side by, I believe that was Paul Spears, the defensive end.
And that's a good start, 3-yard carry. Help improve his average a bit, but I know he's looking for his fullback right there, the drafted number 28, Moses, that helped leading the way to the promised land this week.
The third pick in the last rookie draft, 6'2", 232. Nickens will throw on 2nd and 7, has all day in the pocket, and throws a bobbler. Oh, and it's incomplete. Nearly a pick. Maurice Spurgeon had multiple opportunities at it, and his teammates are razzing him for not bringing it down.
Yeah, I know Maurice is going to be kicking himself once he sees that on the replay. Good job for the pat down, but he had 2 hands on the ball. He should have picked that off. Hopefully that won't come back to haunt Chicago here in this 3rd and long.
Nickens 0 for 1 to start the game. He threw 75% completions last week in their game against the Hyenas, who have a good secondary themselves. Short drop, quick throw. That's a completion for a first down to the 39. Hauled in, and what a grab there made on the outside by Ermac Jackson, who was heavy in action last week.
Yeah, Ermac Jackson had 5 receptions against Houston last week. Comes through for OKC on that drive, and yeah, that missed pick did cost Chicago as OKC continues.
Twins to the bottom of the screen for Nickens, moves in the pocket and is demolished. Chris Sinariski gets to him, 6'6", 271, lowers the hammer, and it's a sack for Chicago.
And good job by Chris there, sacking Deacon Nickens, who was sacked 2 times last week. The O-line definitely want to protect Deacon this week so they can get in the end zone more often.
On the first set of 3 downs, and then on that one, the pocket closed quickly. He will change the play with split backs, looking to throw. Quick out route there is caught, and they will get him. It looked like he stepped out earlier, but they'll give him the 41-yard line. It was a good catch there on the outside, made by Devonta Duncan.
Good job by the second-year vet, 6'2", 205, able to basically put on the tutu and able to go, make sure he doesn't go out of bounds and get a nice game, make this a little bit more manageable 3rd and long.
3rd and 9 from the Oklahoma City 41. 2 receivers split out, 1 tight end to the top, split out in the flex. 2 backs in the backfield, 4-2 look out of Chicago. Nickens throws the out route, caught, turning upfield. Oh, it's close, and they're going to give him the first down. What a grab there on the outside, but what determination by Jackson to get to the line.
Yeah, looked very close. Looked like he wasn't going to make it, but he's able to make sure that ball crossed that first down marker. Good job by Jackson as this drive continues for the Renegades.
Big Craze on the tackle, came over, has played on 3 teams in his 3 seasons, London, Indianapolis, and now Chicago. Hand off to Williams, and he is bottled up immediately at the 49.
Yeah, and the D-line of Chicago is doing a good job making sure that Williams doesn't get started. He was a very reliable offensive weapon for Alaska the past 2 seasons, and it's kind of weird seeing him struggling so far this season.
Made the conversion back from fullback to halfback this year, was a halfback before converting to fullback, I believe. And they'll give to him again, and he is bottled up again. Donnie Odom, the defensive tackle, has 2 tackles right at the line of scrimmage at midfield.
Now, I wonder if Donnie Odom's related to the running back Chicago now has. But great job by him making this a 3rd and long. And once again, the O-line's not doing a good job opening up holes for Williams.
They will need the Chicago 40 to keep this drive alive. Split backs for Nickens. He will throw quick out there. That is not going to do it. It was out to the fullback, DJ Moses II. He's brought down after a pickup of 1 through the air, and the Chicago defense gets off the field.
Yeah, well, at least they got their fullback touched this week. Unfortunately, they didn't get any stats recorded last week, unfortunately, as well. Only 1-yard gain when they needed 10. Chicago will get the balls.
Run game was not Oklahoma City's strength last week. Actually, Williams was the worst yards per carry in the SFL for anyone over 2 carries on the week, averaging 1.2. And what a play there! They're going to get Chicago down at the 4. I thought maybe his foot crossed over, but it did not. The Renegades on special teams make a play and pin the Wildcats deep.
It is one of the few times that I witnessed here in the booth that a diving player on the special teams made sure that he didn't go across the goal line. Great job.
Do Chicago's offense and get to those stars right after this play, but let's see if they can get out of the shadow of their own end zone. Hand off to Odom off the left side. He's going to give him forward progress to the 1, but Ash Odom and the Renegades defense was smelling it. Let's get to the Chicago offense now. E.T. King, number 9, is the quarterback. Ash Odom just introduced you to himself. Corey Carter and Buchanan Simons are the receivers. J.C. Torres is the 3rd receiver, and Shan Varner the tight end. And Corey Carter will be a good focal point for today's offense.
Yeah, he had 4 receptions for 114 last week, but they can give it to Odom right now.
Odom will get back out to the 1, and let's return to Carter. The 4 catches for 114 yards, but had 2 touchdowns. So every 2 times he caught the ball, he was in the end zone, T-Roy.
Yeah, that's very effective, and one of the main reasons why Chicago had 30 points last week. He was very dangerous. He's already got 1/4 of his total from last season after 1 game.
Well, let's see here. They might need him. No, the handoff to Odom. Odom, a little stutter step. Odom still on his feet out to the 9. Wow, he made me scared there the way he got out of that hole, and that just shows you what Ash Odom brings. Brady Clark with the bring down.
A good job by Brady Clark making sure that he tackled Ash Odom. Otherwise, Odom would have got the first down, maybe more. Odom looked like he was kind of surprised after he was successful on that cutback to his left. Good run, but unfortunately, Chicago has to call.
Gotta love the stop and go, T-Roy. A good way for the running backs to get loose. Punt is away to Oklahoma City. The return, they'll have great field position at the 40. And now we're going to toss it back to SFL headquarters for Cameron Irvine in a game break. We will pause the game break because the game here on the field was moving a little bit quicker. It's going to be a 3-3 look for Chicago, 1st and 10 from the 40. The play will go for 1 yard to the middle of the field. They gave it to Williams, and Clint Hendershot was there to make the tackle, one of the veterans for the Wildcats.
And good job by Hendershot. Once again, stopping Williams. O-line was doing a good job, and Hendershot had free access to Williams there.
Hendershot 485 now career tackles. Incredible stuff from Clint, and we love having him in the SFL. 3 wide here for Nickens. The handoff to Williams, and Hendershot is there again. Not today, he said.
And great job by Hendershot on that tackle, making this the 3rd and long.
Tackle for loss again. We will send it back to Cam for a game break.
Thanks, Andy. Over in New Orleans, Jeffrey Daggs returns the opening kickoff, and Pablo Zamora just got an interception. 7-0 Mexico City.
Back here, Nickens pressured a little bit. We'll dump it out to Moses. He gets another yard and will go down at the 40. So a quick 3 and out for the Renegades, and Chicago will get the ball back. The Renegades will have to try and pin them again, T-Roy.
Yeah, and it's same result from last drive. Unfortunately, the same result from the previous week. Offense is struggling to move the ball down the field. We'll see if their special teams, like you said, Andy, pins Chicago deep and forces them to run out of their own end zone once again.
A defensive stalemate here in Chicago. Low snap, punt is away. This one angled towards the left. It's going to bounce at the 5 and won't be stopped before it rolls into the end zone. The Wildcats will have their best starting field position of the day at the 20-yard line.
And now we're going to potentially see their offense light up the field with passing attack from Corey Carter and Buchanan Simons. We'll see what happens here on this drive.
Going to start with a heavy set with E.T. King under center and Ash Odom, the lone man in the backfield, staring down this 3-4 defense. They will throw out to Odom on the right side. Odom with a little bit of room will lower the head and pick up 6, and now we will take a look at this Renegades defensive unit. John Gregory and Day Drury are the linebackers. Ashley Rose Finch and Joshua Dewar are the cornerbacks. Thomasina Rahman and Brady Clark are the safeties, and Thomasina Rahman had quite the game last week.
Yeah, she did. She basically was a threat on the defense of Houston against Houston with over 9 tackles last week. Great job by her. We'll see if she continues that this week.
And off to Odom on the right-hand side. Won't get anything. Also had the 2 interceptions off of Kentez Johnson last week, did Rahman. And that'll be something that'll be interesting to see with the way that Chicago favored the pass game last week and the way that Oklahoma City's defense played in the secondary. It'll be interesting to see here who comes out on top. 3rd and 5 from the 25, 3 wide for King. E.T. King throws out route, and that is caught on the sideline. Did he get the foot in bounds? Yes. J.C. Torres putting on a clinic and dragging the toes.
Moving the change there by Chicago. We'll see if they can keep this up here on their own 30-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 30. King to throw, pressured now, will fire down the field, and it's caught! Ooh. And it's a broken tackle and a touchdown. Buchanan Simons will walk into the end zone, and the Wildcats take the lead at home.
What a play. A nice dot to a wide open Buchanan Simons. Looks like nobody was there to help the defender. Here's the replay. Wide open. Maybe the ref was supposed to help him, but Brady Clark couldn't make that tackle, and Simons was able to walk into the end zone easily. Thankfully, he didn't get tackled from behind, but that's 6. Good. That's what we saw last week, but with Corey Carter, but this week it's been Buchanan Simons.
Big play, E.T. King fires it home, and the Wildcats take a 6-0 lead on the touchdown catch, and now they will try and add the extra point to make it 7-0. The Oklahoma City defense was looking strong before that play. King was pressured on a blitz, and he struck deep. And now it's 7, the Wildcats in front.
And that's what I thought we was going to see since Chicago had better starting field position than the first drive. Seeing E.T. Key air it out, able to find Buchanan Simons after a breakdown coverage from OKC, which was unusual for them, only giving up 10 points last week.
2:44 in the first, and Chicago will kick back to the Renegades. Oklahoma City had 16 points last week, held Houston to 10. They've already let up 7 here today, and they will start this drive at the 27-yard line. much out of the offense, T-Roy. What are you looking for here?
Yeah, I'll look and see if Deacon Nichols can catch on fire again. We talked about this earlier. 30 of 40 for 327 yards, but again, no touchdowns. We'll see he can heat up and catch fire on this drive.
Averaged 8.2 yards per attempt last week. We'll see what he can do here. Nickens, short drop, quick throw out to Williams, and Williams gets clobbered. Coming up to make a major hit was Jesse Vick.
Yeah, great hit by Vick there to make sure Williams doesn't get more than 2 yards. He had 7 receptions last week against Houston.
2nd and 8 from the 29, 2:18 and ticking on the clock for this Oklahoma City offensive unit. 4 down, they will give to Williams. Williams makes one man miss in the backfield. Let's take a look at this offensive unit for the Renegades. It all starts up top with Deacon Nickens, the quarterback, for the Oklahoma City Renegades. And then on the back end, they have Jason Williams, the running back, and DJ Moses, the fullback. Out at receivers, they have Devonta Duncan and Ermax Jackson, and the big tight end, the veteran, and the key player, Tiberius Bovine. Throwing here on 3rd and 6, and it's batted away across the middle of the field. Chicago will get off the field again. It's Ryan Baratheon with the pass deflection.
Good job by Baratheon making sure that this drive ends on a punt once again for OKC. Hopefully the next drive, I'd like to see OKC get Tiberius Bovine involved more. He had 7 receptions for 140 against Houston last week.
3 and outs for the Renegades. They have struggled to get their offensive unit going. It's a long game and a long day, but we will see what's going on. Kick was off to the left. Will come out from Chicago to the 36, and that is where they will start this next drive. Last time firing the big throw down the field to Simons.
Yeah, the O-line gave E.T. King time to throw that ball, and Simons beat his man clearly. We'll see if that continues for him, or will they feed Ash Odom, their newly acquired running back from Queen City.
Still no catches for Corey Carter or Shan Varner, the 2 receivers who had the biggest days last week for the Wildcats. To throw, out route there, well out of bounds for Simons, who was trying to make the play on the sidelines, and looks like he just ran too much of that route.
Yeah, no toe drag swag that time. He forgot where he was on the field, and unfortunately that catch wasn't made.
Second and 10 from the 37. 91 seconds left to go here in this first frame, and now they're going to go heavy set again with Ash Odom in the backfield. They threw a screen out of this formation last time. Let's see what they do here at the 37. Going to be another screen out to Odom. Odom, the block won't hit, and Oklahoma City closes quickly. That's a well-read play there on the outside by Joshua Dewar.
And good job by Joshua Dewar making sure that Ash Odom gets very little after that one, making this a 3rd and long. Let's see if OKC can flip the field with this stop here on Chicago side of their field.
Dewar actually replaced Greg Gaines, who now plays on the Chicago defense, playing Oklahoma City for the first time. King fires on the corner route. Caught! Broken tackle, 1 man to beat. Down the sideline, 15, 10, 5, and they will bring him down at the 5-yard line. But what a catch and run there on the outside, and there he is. That was made by Austin Matrullo, one of their better non-contract receivers.
Yeah, in this league, everybody can make a play. They can make an impact. That's our slogan here. And a nice catch by him. And Thomasina Rahman made sure that he didn't cross the end. So good job by her stopping him just short of the goal line. We'll see if OKC's defense can bend but not break, thanks to that touchdown-saving tackle by Thomasina Rahman.
A very key tackle. Now it'll be a bunch formation to the top. The lone tight end, the tall guy, Shan Varner at the bottom. Watch him for some type of out or corner route. King under center. They will throw. It's an out route to the opposite side. Simons did not get the angle. I don't know. That's close. T-Roy, what did you think about that one?
I thought he got the angle too. That was real close. I'll be surprised if Shan doesn't challenge that. That looks like he scored.
21 seconds. You do have 2 more shots at it, so, might be worth holding on to that red handkerchief. They will do so. They will send King to the line with Ash Odom and the fullback in front of him. Alfonso Freeney. King hands Odom. Odom right side. Touchdown Wildcats. They strike again quickly and effectively.
Yeah, another deep bomb, this time to the non-contract receiver. And then Ash Odom was able to finish it off with an easy, uncontested touchdown run. As we see the replay, blocking was great. Fullback made the final block needed for Ash Odom to just hop, skip in.
Ash Odom had a touchdown last week, and he makes it 2 on 2 games. That's a pretty good average. Had 19 carries, 66 yards last week, and he finds the end zone again this week to put the Wildcats up by 2 scores and an extra point potentially on the way here with 6 seconds left to go in the first. Snapback kick is up and through, and now Oklahoma City finds themselves in a 14-point hole, T-Roy.
Yeah, not the start that OKC was expecting, especially with their defense holding Houston to 10. They're going to have to forget about what's happened, act like the 14 points doesn't exist, and shut down Chicago for the rest of this game.
Have the 1 interception last week, has still yet to find the end zone on this young season, and we will be patient and look for him to try and do that on this drive. Oklahoma City will return out across the 25, trying to angle for the 30, but will only get out to the 28, and they will run one more play in the first frame of action.
All right, we see our veteran Deacon Nickens. He's 6'7", very tall QB. And so I'm sure that he can fit those passes to his receivers, especially if they have to climb the ladder. We'll see what Deacon Nickens can do here on this drive for OKC.
Nickens to throw, pressured and dropped. Chicago gets there, and that's their second sack of the game, and that will end the first quarter of play.
You're going to see a replay. Good job by Paul Sears putting it into this quarter on a positive note for him as he gets the sack.
Their second sack of the game, and the first quarter is done here in Illinois. 14-0 Wildcats on top of the Renegades. We'll be right back on the SFL Network, brought to you by APM Music. The Simulation Football League live on YouTube is brought to you by the following sponsors: APM Music Live, Fuel Beyond the Imagination, Designs, the design partner of the SFL, MediaTek Institute, where all your passions become, and all the shots are provided by AirView. Some beautiful drone shots of downtown Chicago. T-Roy, I love flying around and looking through the drone shots of the city that we're in every week.
Yeah, and it's beautiful shots. I like the upgrade we got from this group.
I'd throw. That one is caught, and then skating out of bounds at the last second was Devonta Duncan.
Devonta Duncan showing a little bit of toe drag swag, but the unfortunate part is 3rd and long still. This is a situation that OKC has been finding themselves in throughout this whole game so far. We'll see if they can convert here.
At 45 and ticking to go here in the second frame of action. Oklahoma City down 14-0, facing a 3rd and 8. Nickens fires and dropped. It looked like he might fit it in there, but Greg Gaines, the former Renegade, is there to make the play on the ball.
Yeah, it's nice to see a fellow Gaines making a great play. Great job by Greg Gaines, who had 5 tackles last week and 1 INT versus Vegas. He already comes through with a pass disruption there, put it into OKC's drive. Once again, they are 0 for 4 on their first 4 drives.
Might have been A.J. Barnes. We didn't get a replay, and I didn't get to see. All I saw was the NES on the back of the jersey. So apologies to Gaines or Barnes, depending on who I called that one wrong on. Still early in the season for everyone. The return here for the Wildcats will go out to the 34, up by 14, T-Roy. Life is good.
Yeah, this has been an easy game if you're a fan of the Chicago Wildcats. They so far has continued their offensive explosion from last week. We'll see if that continues here. I want to see if they get Ash Odom, their newly acquired running back, the ball in this drive, see if they can melt some clock away and get more points on the board.
4 wide. King is in the shotgun with two receivers on each side. He will throw deep down the middle. Caught! And off to the races now and again. Buchanan Simons into the end zone, and Chicago strikes yet again, and it really extends their lead now.
And that is the second time Buchanan Simons was able to cross Hollywood Boulevard. As my other broadcast partner, Damon, likes to say. Here's the replay. Again, breakdown coverage, and Simmons basically cut inside, found a gap, make the catch, protected that ball like it was his own baby. But he was still able to cross the end zone.
They ran a double cross concept, which meant that the two outside receivers in the quads basically crossed each other up, and I believe Oklahoma City was running a 3 or a 2 deep, and 4-on-3 or 4-on-2, T-Roy, that math doesn't work out.
Not in OKC's favor, unfortunately, and Buchanan Simons should be, if not over 100 yards receiving, and I think E.T. King's about to reach a mark.
And through 21-0, the Chicago Wildcats have put the attack on here at home for the arm of E.T. King. Over 17,000 career yards for him and 137 career touchdowns now.
Yeah, it's just been the E.T. King show here today in Chicago, and Wildcats fans are happy that they get to see this offensive explosion. Looks like they could be one of the scariest offenses in the SFL this year.
Oklahoma City down, but not out of it. We saw Denver in week 1 come back from a very similar deficit. And at the 27 with 10:20 to go, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Renegades.
All right, we see the defense right there. We'll see if Quentin Hendershot and Blake Craze can help continue to disrupt, let me rephrase that, the Renegades offense on this possession.
Chicago defensive side, the two linebackers are Hendershot and Craze, Gaines and Vick on the outside. Ooh, Hendershot makes a great play there, and then Spurgeon and Barnes, the two veteran safeties.
Yeah, Hendershot, that's 2 times. If I had to nitpick, which is, I give very little nitpicking, it'll be the missed INT attempts. But great job by Hendershot making sure that that catch wasn't completed. We'll see if OKC can rebound and get this first down here.
Had 2 passes deflected last week, and he adds another one here for 3 on this young season. 4 down linemen for the Wildcats, 2 spread out. The give is to the fullback, and Moses finds some room up the middle. It looked like Chicago wasn't ready for that one, and DJ Moses II, the young rookie, finds some room to maneuver.
And I believe that is his 3rd or 4th touch of today's game. He had receptions before, but that was his first carry. That's the best run from an OKC running back, but it's from Moses instead of Williams.
4, one-handed grab. Nice job by the Renegades. That's their first down of the day, and it comes via the one hand of Ermac Jackson.
Great job by Ermac Jackson using the left hand to corral that ball and help extend this drive. Would that be the turning point for this offense from OKC? We'll see.
Jackson was second to Tiberius Bovine in terms of catches and yards last week. 5 catches, 65 yards for Jackson. Yet to see Bovine get involved. Nickens will throw, dumps it out to Williams. Oh, and he is going to lose a whole chunk of yards. Closing on the ball was Blake Craze.
A good job by Craze, making sure that's going to be a huge loss, but I guess that was also a coverage sack by the Chicago defense because Nickens decided I need to throw it to my running back just to play it safe and not turn the ball over.
2nd and a mile. You can't even barely see the first down marker on the right side of your screen. 3-3 look out of the Wildcats. Nickens to throw. Quick throw. And that is picked off! What a takeaway by the Wildcats! And it's hauled in by Jeremy Lane, the free safety.
What a job completing the tip drill. And then finally, the interceptions go their way. Here's the replay. It looked like the catch was made by Jackson, but great hit by Hendershot, making sure that ball gets coughed up, and then good job by the safety, making sure he picked off the ball and give Chicago great field position. We'll see if they're going to score 6 on this drive.
Everyone on the field can make an impact for any team at any given moment. Jeremy Lane picks that one off, and that's as good a time as ever to say, if you are not in the SFL, make sure you join our Discord. You have a free chance to be one of those players on the field making the impact. Toss out here, that is caught, but running backwards, they will give 1 yard to JC Torres on the catch.
Yeah, 6'2", 200-pounder Torres. Unfortunately, went the wrong way. I guess he wanted to make sure he get a chance to make a move after the catch. But he got 1 yard, make this a second and long.
And with 8 minutes to go in the second, E.T. King is already over 200 yards. Unbelievable. He's about 80 yards away from passing what he had last week, and he's going for it there! Down the field to the 9. It's a huge completion, and it's hauled in by Buchanan Simons.
Guess who? It's E.T. King to Simons once again. This is the third time, and it's the same play as the previous 2 touchdowns he had. This time he got stopped short of the end zone, but now they're knocking on the door on the 9-yard line. We'll see if Queen City's defense can hold them here.
You know what they say, T-Roy. Simon says big first down yardage, and E.T. King delivers. He's still in the game. 7:45, handoff to Odom up the middle, and Ash Odom, who comes over from Oklahoma City, will get to the 6. Interesting story, T-Roy. I'm a good friend of Shan Varner, the Wildcats owner, and he's been trying to get Ash Odom onto his team for so long, and he finally has. I know he's thrilled about that this season.
Yeah, he's definitely thrilled to get a running back who went over 1,000 yards every season since the season 9. Very valuable pickup.
He will waltz into the end zone, his second touchdown of the day, and Ash Odom is now piling it on the Renegades, 27-0.
And that was an interesting touchdown dance there. You see that Ash Odom can get low, but here's the replay. Great blocking once again, even though the lineman did get pancaked, but it didn't hurt Ash Odom from getting the end zone untouched once again. That's his 3rd touchdown this season. He wants to get in that touchdown race.
Man, he would have scored that one from 90 yards out with the blocking that Chicago had there. Beautiful stuff from the linemen and the receivers in the blocking game, and Chicago is putting on a clinic, T-Roy. I blinked, and it's 27-0 with an extra point pending.
Yeah, they'll be 2 points away thanks to this extra point from matching their total from last week. Again, Chicago's offense is very scary. Anybody who's facing Chicago is going to have to be ready about have to prepare for that deep pass because that's been helping them out today's game.
28-0, Wildcats over the Renegades, and I'm sure in the other game over there, the Mexico City game, they have a lot of game breaks as them and New Orleans are hearing quite a bit about Chicago's takeover here in this one. But if any team is going to come back, it's going to be the Renegades with Nickens and the receivers that they have. Return here is a good one out to the 29, and that...
Yep, but Deacon Nickens has to find some way to get his receivers the ball down the field. They're going to have to make big plays. They are trailing big time. I think the biggest deficit ever in SFL history that was successfully come back from was 24 points last season. They're down by 28. This is not looking good, but they cannot give up. This game, they still got plenty of game left.
And they got the time to do it. That's a good point, T-Roy. Split backs here. The give is to Williams up the middle, and Williams will pick up 5. That's a solid run from Jason Williams, who has 8 yards on today's game.
Yep, but unfortunately, there's that average, 1.1. He's not used to that after basically averaging 4 to 5 yards per carry as the fullback for Alaska. But I know he's eager to get started. We'll see if this 5-yard gain helps get him started.
Split out for Nickens to throw again. Well protected all day. Fires into coverage, and it's incomplete. Clint Hendershot decided to deflect that one with his back.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what body part Clint Hendershot is facing the ball. It's going to make sure that it is going to get pat down. Good job by him. And again, inside pass, though, Deacon Nickens threw to 3 people covering his receiver. That's a very dangerous throw. He needs to be more accurate here.
Shout out to Greg Corky in the chat. Former San Antonio Vaqueros owner is joining us today. Good to see you, Greg. Nickens will check down to Williams here. Williams has a long way to go, but he can't get past the second level. Greg Gaines on the tackle. He was able to evade 1, but not 2.
Yep. good job by Chicago's defense overall. They did a great job covering the receivers, which forces Deacon Nichols to throw it to Williams to make sure it gets something positive out of that. But unfortunately, 0 for 5 now for OKC on offense, not scoring any points.
So the punt from the Renegades will go off, and the Wildcats will get the ball back here. Returning out, and they'll give them 2 or 3 to the 26, and with under 6 minutes to go, the Wildcats, who are up by 4 scores, have the ball back, and now they'll go against this Renegades defense, who on the last few drives, T-Roy, has had some trouble in the secondary.
Yeah, and also I think they're starting to get tired being on this field. You see it by the points, 28 points. Their offense is not helping them out, and OKC defense now has to make a play somehow, some way. We'll see what happens here.
Everyone is within 5 yards of the line. Tossing it out to Odom on the right-hand side. Odom with some clear lane all the way forward to the 43. They're getting Ash Odom involved in the pass game.
And that's another reason why Shan wanted to get Ash Odom, because he's a very good receiver out of backfield. Great job by Gregory tackling him, preventing him from getting even more yards, as you see right there. But Ash Odom is a dual threat, just like their running back they had before, who's now on a different team.
5:50 to go in the second and ticking, and there is a look at Ash Odom coming over from Queen City, wearing the orange and black now, and they will line up same formation, heavy set. Oklahoma City does back the 2 safeties up this time. Flipping it out to Odom again with a blocker in front of him. Odom, crushed on the outside by Thomasina Rahman.
Yeah, Thomasina Rahman is just a little bit frustrated that Ash Odom's getting too much free room to roam, so she decided to let him know that she's here to play. Good tackle by her, but great blocking to give Ash Odom that 8 yards on that reception.
3-4 look out of the Renegades defense, and they will angle this one off to the left-hand side. Ash Odom breaks out. Ash Odom still on his feet to the 32. 5 minutes to go in the second, and Ash Odom is starting to light fire.
Yeah, the good job by Odom there, and I guess he wasn't happy with Thomasina Rahman on the previous play because he trucks her here. Here comes the play. Unfortunately, that didn't work out for her. That's a painful forearm shiver by Ash Odom. That's why he's here in Chicago, because of plays like that.
Along with Ashley Rose Finch, 2 females on the Oklahoma City team. Love seeing that, and we have one of our female quarterbacks, Ashley Jackson, in the chat as well. So love seeing diversity in the SFL. Deep ball here, and Chicago is back in the end zone on the hands of Corey Carter and the arm of E.T. King.
And C squared, that's what I'm going to call him, finally gets a stat line on the board. He had 4 receptions for 114, 2 TDs, as I mentioned earlier, and now he has his first TD. It's the same play, but to a different receiver. Corey Carr was wide open, and 35 already in the first half. My word, Chicago's on fire.
Do a little math for you here, T-Roy. What's the square root of C squared? It must be 6.
And that's what we got, 6 from him.
Someone in the chat who's good at math is going to be real mad at me for that joke. It's just a joke, guys. I get that that's probably not the square root of whatever that is. There's probably some equation. Math is not my strong suit, T-Roy, but I can tell you that 35 is better than nothing. The Chicago Wildcats are up over the Renegades.
Yeah, they've been on cruise control since the start of this game. OKC needs to find something on offense to get themselves back in this game. Otherwise, being blank in the first half, down by 35, unfortunately, it's going to get the fans back in OKC, who's already struggling, losing Russell Westbrook this weekend. They need some spark. We'll see if they can get the spark here.
Oh, here's a little bit of a return out to the 33, but the fans here in Chicago are loving it. Their hometown Wildcats up 35-0, returning after playing in Las Vegas, Nevada last week. Their first home game, and then the home opener, they're up 35-0.
Yeah, and the coach, Shambar, did a great job motivating his defense to make sure that they are on point, and they have been, only basically blanking them out, only give up, 2 first downs so far in this first half. We'll see if that changes for OKC.
Now they're going to go 4 wide. Nickens wants a deep ball, and it's caught on the outside. There's some action, and it's Tiberius Bovine with his first grab of the day.
First time we get to call this gentleman's name here. Here's the replay. Looks like he did it out route towards the sidelines there, able to buy himself some time. Then he makes a great catch. The secondary wasn't ready for Bovine, who's been in the league for 11 seasons now. Remember we said it earlier, 7 receptions for 140 last week. He just went over 7,500 yards receiving for his career after that play.
Roy, you got a young SFL career, but so I don't know if you know this, but you know what they say when they throw it to Tiberius Bovine, right?
No, what did they say?
Move those chains. Handoff here is good for just back to the 48 for DJ Moses II. The fullback is stuffed in the backfield. That was Brandon Veazey coming up to make the play.
And I'll tell you, I know my team, Baltimore, has to face Chicago later this season, and it looks like it's going to be very hard to run against them the way they've been playing today, stopping a great back like Williams.
3-3 look out of the Wildcats. Handoff Williams with a blocker, and Williams tries to stutter step in the hole. He will pick up 3, and it'll be a little bit more manageable, a 3rd and 7.
Yes, it is. But I wonder, who's number 0 for OKC? I'm not used to seeing a 0 on a pro football team unless it's in the CFL. That's Otto. He's 6'1", 235 as the center. Wow.
Very small center, but has been in Oklahoma City for quite a while. And does his job pretty well. 4-down lineman on this 3rd and 7. Nickens fires. Into a mess of traffic. And Tiberius Bovine climbs the ladder over A.J. Barnes and makes the grab.
Great job by Bovine, but we just talked about Otto. He did a great job making sure that his quarterback had plenty of time to throw this ball. And Bovine climbed the ladder, makes a great catch, took the hit, but still, this is the spark that OKC has been waiting to get. Now they have it. They have to convert this drive into 7 points, at least get something positive going before the half is over.
First play after the first down is outside, and that is another first down. This one to Ermac Jackson.
And great job by Ermac Jackson. Nice out route, and then he was able to turn upfield and get the first down. And they now inside the 10. They have to score 7 here.
Tell you what, T-Roy, this Oklahoma City offense is moving now down to the Chicago 9 and the Wildcats defense. This is something they haven't seen. But first, the 2-minute warning. It's the SFL on YouTube, presented by APM Music.
As we saw the coach there, he's smiling. He knows he has a huge opportunity here. They need to convert here. We'll see what happens.
Chance to get going here again. 2 receivers split out, split backs for the quarterback. Nickens will take the 5-step drop, stands, has a little bit of pressure, so he dumps it out. Moses on the left-hand side is cut down at the 2. But T-Roy, I was actually watching a video with Andrew Luck yesterday, and he was saying when you get in the red zone, you need any positive yards you can get because, you know, any yardage closer to the goal line is easier.
That's right, and they got 8, actually got about 7 there after that catch. Good job by Nickens recognizing that Moses had room to roam if he would have made that catch. Good check down. We'll see what happens here on 2nd and go.
2 wide, 3-3 look out of the Wildcats. They will give Williams right side, stood up and dropped. A.J. Barnes closed quickly from the secondary to help lay that hit along with Ryan Barithion.
Yeah, the D-line of Chicago did a good job disrupting the running game, the running attack. Actually been doing a good job this whole half, and then Barnes was able to clean up. It's 3rd and go. There's the fullback. I was wondering why the fullback was not on the last play. We'll see if this makes a difference.
3rd and goal from the 1. 1:20 to go in the first. They will give to Williams,
There
and
we
he
go.
is in! Jason Williams strikes, matches his touchdown from last week with a touchdown here in Chicago, and the Renegades are on the board.
Yep, and that fullback Moses made a difference. He made the last block needed right there to make sure that Williams gets in the end zone for the 2nd time this season. And there's the spark that OKC desperately needed. We'll see that continues in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and I think getting on the board before the halftime break was very important for the Renegades, very important for Michael Irvine to go in with a little bit of momentum. And if they can get a stop on this Chicago offense after this kickoff, it's going to be very interesting to see what Michael Irvine might say to the team in the locker room. But for now, let's go to a game break with Cameron Irvine back at SFL HQ.
Who is Moises Avila? Well, you'll know his name after this week. The big Mexico City defensive lineman picks off a shovel pass and rumbles all the way into the end zone for a touchdown. Mexico City leads New Orleans 20-7 in the second quarter. Back to Andy and Troy in Chicago.
But my goodness, I'm so upset that I did not witness that live. Wow, that must have been insane. T-Roy, I've been waiting. I have been in the SFL since season 6, so it's 7 seasons. I have been waiting for a defensive lineman to return an interception for a touchdown for 7 seasons, and it happened.
Hey, the big man with football is always interesting to see. Good job by him helping Mexico City get extend their lead against New Orleans.
Well, here Chicago's trying to extend their lead, and Ash Odom will break one and get 4 yards out to the 32. T-Roy, he got you excited.
I got premature hype there. I thought he was going to be able to break it for a long one, but good job by Odom carrying defenders. And that's why Shan Varner wanted him on his team, because Ash Owens is a very powerful running back. I had to deal with him when he was in Queen City for the past 2 seasons. Kind of happy that he's not with Queen City, but I had to face him later on this season.
Time's still rolling. They'll give it to Odom again up the middle. He's got the first down to the 40, and now the Wildcats will use a timeout since they picked up the first down to see what they can do with these last 43 seconds. I like the call.
And that's another reason why Shan Varner wants him, because Ash Odom's very aware of the situation Chicago's now in. They got a chance to put more points on the board. After that great first down run, he called timeout right away to preserve clock.
From the 40, King already has a bevy of touchdowns today, but points are points, T-Roy. They'll take them any way they can get them. 3 wide here for King to throw. Throws a quick out there, and dragging the feet on the outside was Corey Carter. Gets the gets 5, near the first down, and will stop the clock by falling out of bounds with 39 seconds to go.
And that's the important thing. He just saved the timeout. It looked like he could have got up and ran, but maybe that wasted more time. He made sure that he got out of bounds, preserving their 2 timeouts that they have left here in this first half.
Split out, 2 in the backfield for King to throw. Protected well, wants a deep ball, fires it, and it's picked off! The Renegades are there, they take the ball away. It's picked off by Brady Clark, the free safety.
It looks like it was the same play that got them over 20 points so far. This time it went to Shan Varner. It looks like he was stumbled on the grass there. The turf monster may have got him, and then Brady Clark made sure that he put a stop to this drive with that nice pick.
Used his body to box out Shan Varner, which makes no sense because Clark is 6 foot 190 and Varner is 6'6", 225. But it worked. It's a pick, and the Renegades with 34 seconds will operate here. Handoff to Williams will get 1. They'll take a timeout.
Yeah, I guess they want to see if they can sneak a run in, but I want them to go back to the passing game. That's what helped them march them down the field and got their 7 points. It'll be great if they can make this a 25-point deficit, at least get in the field goal range and get that free before this half is over.
I agree. It would be it would make things quite interesting if the Wildcats gave up a 14-0 run to end the half. But I'm sure their defense here will want to get off the field without any harm done after the turnover. Nickens, quick throw. Oh, Hendershot had all day and an opportunity to take that one back, and he could only get 1 hand on it, not 2.
Yeah, I think he prematurely jumped. I don't think he needed to jump. He's a very tall linebacker. He just put his hands up and make the pick. However, it's 3rd and long. We'll see if Chicago's defense can stop him here and force OKC to punt.
When I tell you what, T-Roy, those linebackers are usually not very good at one-handed catches. Handoff here, and Oklahoma City, I think, will give it to Williams to try and get that clock rolling and either make Chicago burn a timeout or just accept the fact that they're going to be heading to the halftime break.
Yeah, I think they'll get a attempt to return this punt, but this play should be the last one of the half. If I were OKC, I would not hike it at all.
I don't think they should. We'll see what they end up doing here. Take us to the halftime break. Chicago 35, Oklahoma City 7. T-Roy, your closing thoughts.
One word, unfortunately, for OKC, they don't want to hear it, but domination. It's been a very dominant performance by Chicago. Here's the stats. OKC led in time of possession. They couldn't, score the end zone. This is the same struggles they had last week. But on the positive side, they was able to get 7 points at the end of the half, make this deficit a little bit more manageable for them to overcome. However, Chicago's offense has been on fire. This play right here, we saw this a lot. You're going to see this in the whole halftime show, that play over and over again, because that's been working for them for basically most of this game.
We'll be back after the halftime show by 2K. 35-7, the Wildcats on top. Here, Chicago, Illinois is the location. The Thunderdome is where we are. T-Roy Gaines along with myself, Andy Hamilton, here in the booth for Oklahoma City and Chicago. T-Roy, it was all Chicago earlier, and unfortunately for the Renegades, they're going to get the ball here out of the break.
Yeah, but let's look at one other positive at the end of the half. Chicago gave up an interception thanks to Brady Clark. We'll see if OKC's defense look like they caught on fire and then make another drive stop here.
Nice return out by Corey Carter to the 30. And Oklahoma City finds themselves down, needing a stop, despite being early here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but the secondary has to improve and stop getting beat by the same play, unfortunately, over and over again. But looks like right now with this heavy set, it could be a run.
Stands behind two fullbacks. They will give to him right up the middle, and there was some daylight, but Oklahoma City closed quickly. Ash Odom up to 45 yards, now over 7,000 on his career, just broke that record today.
Yeah, and that's a great accomplishment from a guy who most likely will get another 1,000 yards in his career. He's been a mark of consistency ever since he came to the league in season 9.
Formation one to the bottom of the screen. King to dump it out to Odom on the left-hand side. Angles inside. It'll be 3rd and inches. He was close to that line.
Yeah, I thought he almost crossed over the line and extended this drive for Chicago, but this 3rd and inches should be real easy. Real easy for Chicago to convert this. We may see Ash Odom once again.
And inches. Oklahoma City needs this. 2 in the backfield for Odom. They will give to Odom, and he is dropped behind the line. The Renegades brought the hammer. That was John Gregory, who was laying the wood, and the Renegades get off the field.
Great job by the 6'3", 240-pounder in his 3rd season in the league, making a nice drive, stopping play. I thought Chicago will run up the middle. They decided to toss pitch it to the left. That made it easy for John Gregory, to make that tackle uncontested.
Chicago will punt to the Renegades, who are down, but like I've said multiple times, not out. Shan Varner in the chat loving that they're just burning the clock. We'll see what happens for Oklahoma City on this drive. They will start it at the 29. Nickens in the first half of the game got going there on the last couple drives. Struggled earlier, but, a mixed bag of results.
Yeah, but the most important stat line is what he doesn't have in the TD column. Unfortunately, he's still shut out for this season. We'll see if that changes. They look like they come out with a 4 or 5 wide receiver set.
5 wide empty set. I love this from Oklahoma City. Aggressive to start. Nickens pressured. Quick dump. That's a catch. Good for 3 yards, and that's essentially a run play. The only difference is Bovine got the ball, not Williams.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Chicago's defense has been good for the most part. They're not allowing OKC to beat them deep. And at this stage of the game, they need a home run play somehow, some way. And right now, that's not been easy for them.
Couple over the top on the second to last drive, the scoring drive for the Renegades. We'll see if they go his way again on this drive. Nickens to throw. Quick out there. Plenty of room on the outside. And a spin move will get them within 1. Devonta Duncan on the reception, his 3rd of the day.
And good job by Duncan, make sure that he made the catch inbounds and gave himself enough room to move up the field and making this a 3rd and manageable. We'll see if Williams or Moses will get the ball or will they decide to pass it once again.
Getting all the stats off of the in-game feed today. If you want to join our SFL stats team and be in the stats truck for these games, make sure you sign up. Handoff here will not get there. Moses is lined up inches short of the first down marker by Clint Hendershot.
Now, great job by Hendershot making this a 4th and inches, tackling Moses there. Without OKC, I'm kind of like a gambling man. I would have gone for it here on 4th and inches. You got Williams, you got Moses, 2 very capable backs to get 1 yard, but they're going to punt instead.
And could have ran a QB sneak as well with big old tall Deacon Nickens. Could just reach over the small center that he's got and stick the ball forward for a first down. But no, punt to Chicago. They will field it at the 26, and that is where they will start.
Now, Chicago got stopped for the 2nd time this game, but scoring 35 points on their first 5 possessions has been awesome to see. As an offensive guy myself, we'll see if that trend continues or has OKC found a way to stop them, found the answer to their defense, to the Wildcats offense.
Two backs. The give is to Odom. Odom shakes off one. Odom, out across the 30 to the 39. That was looking nifty from Odom, and one missed block. He could have been going the distance.
Yeah, that looked like he had a chance to take it to the house for 6, but good job cutting it outside. There's good old number 88. I think that's Shan. He had a chance to make an open field block to help spring Ash forward some more. I guess he was amazed that Ash Odom got free through that mass of humanity there.
56 yards for Odom, 10 less than he had last week, but one more trip to the end zone, and I'm sure he'd, with a quarter and a half to play, might find those 10 yards somewhere. Odom picks up 3 there to the 43, and the clock will continue to roll.
And that's the important thing right now for Chicago. They realized they had a lead, so they want to keep melting the clock away and potentially celebrate today's game with a victory the way they've been playing on offense and defense today.
Bunch formation, Oklahoma City, trying to figure out exactly how to handle that. 4 guys in the box. They will flip it out. Tipped up and nearly taken away. I was a little too excited there for Ashley Rose Finch, who almost, that would have been 6, T-Roy.
Yeah, that would have been an easy pick 6 if she was able to make this INT. She climbed that ladder up. Unfortunately, couldn't come down with that football, but good play by her because that, Chicago's offense has been thriving on the run, the yards after the catch. If number 14 Simon was able to make that catch, he could have did some major damage. Good job by Finch there on that play.
Yeah, read the out route really well. but just couldn't make the play on the ball. But it will bring up this 3rd and 7. Trips down to the bottom of the screen, 1 to the top. Odom in the backfield along with King. 3-2 look out of the Renegades. They'll rush 4. King fires middle.
What a play!
Dropped! Oh my! Brady Clark with the hit that saves the catch across the middle and forces Chicago off the field.
Great play by Brady Clark, the 6-foot, 195-pounder, stopping the guy who's basically 20, 30 pounds heavier than him. But he made a dry stop and play, and this defense have made the adjustments in halftime. This is the 3rd straight drive Chicago's been held without points. Now the offense need to catch.
And that was some hit. I mean, he dead to rights had caught that for the first down. Oklahoma City will start at the 21 off of the return coming from 86 Sam Barriston.
Yep, good job by OKC's defense stopping Chicago, but their offense need to get on the board quick, fast, in a hurry. With just basically 17 minutes left in this game. Time moves by fast. OKC has to capitalize here.
The top, Twins in the backfield. 4 down linemen for the Wildcats. Nickens will give to Moses, who has a little bit of room. That play has worked for them twice now, both times picking up 5 yards.
Yep, but the problem is, as this game goes along, we might be seeing less of those carries. I would like to see them go to the running backs as receivers out of the backfield. They're going to use them for the rest of this game.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see less of them now. You need to start throwing.
Right.
Stands tall in the shotgun. He will throw now. Dumps out to Williams out of the backfield, and nothing doing there. Spun back inside.
Yeah, and it looked like the center Otto had a chance to make a block, but didn't. Not a good pass play there, because unfortunately there's only one blocker for Williams. He didn't make it in time. This is now 3rd and manageable, but they need a miracle right here if they're going to make the biggest comeback in SFL history.
3rd and a manageable 4, 5:45 to go and ticking. 2 in the backfield here. Nickens, quick.
There we go.
Oh, wow, Bovine, one hand.
I think that's the 2nd time, or maybe the 3rd time we see an OKC receiver make a nice one-handed catch. This time it was Bovine. I think the previous time it was Ermac Jackson. But look at that. Nice one-handed catch. Knew he's going to get a butt whooping for making that catch, but he still held onto the ball in spite of that and helped extend this drive.
Tiberius Bovine is so fine, and he has a first down and moves the chains to the 39. 5:15 to go. The handoff is not happening, and at this point, I mean, T-Roy, you can't just waste plays like that.
Yeah, unfortunately, with now 16 minutes left in this game, the running backs may not be, the go-to guys. You might have to go to your receivers like you did previously with Bovine. You got to move the ball down the field quick, fast, in a hurry.
They are 61 yards away from pay dirt. 3 wide here. The give to Williams again off the right side, and Williams picks up 3. And it'll be 3rd and 7. Cameron Irvine at headquarters with an SFL game break.
Thank you, Andy. Mexico City today has a rushing touchdown, a passing touchdown, a defensive touchdown, and a special teams touchdown, and is up 20 on New Orleans in the 3rd. Back to y'all.
3rd and 7 from the 42. Nickens moves in the pocket, throws the out route. Oh, and just getting enough on it was Maurice Spurgeon. Jackson cannot hold on, and Oklahoma City will face 4th and 7 and most likely punt.
Yeah, but I think they need to go for it. But great job by Maurice Spurgeon, the 8-year vet, with another pat down. Almost could have picked that off, but he put it into this drive. Good job by Spurgeon.
4th and 7, and Oklahoma City has struggled today to get the offense moving. They've ran the ball when they needed to pass, and when they've passed, sometimes they've had some trouble. The kick is away, and Chicago will take over at the 22. 2 drives in this second half for the Wildcats. Both of them have stalled out. The Renegades have done their part on defense, just haven't matched it with offense.
Yeah, and maybe Chicago's also focused on more melting down the clock. They realized they scored 35 points, which in one game is impressive enough. They did it in the first half. So I think their focus now in the second half is just melting off the clock, make sure nobody gets injured, walk away with the win.
Hand off Odom. Odom finds some room up the middle for 5.
And he just 1 yard away from his total from last week, but I don't think Odom minds what his average is per game as long as his team keeps winning. Good job by him getting 5 yards on that play.
Time continues to roll, and just the Wildcats are milking this clock at home, which is exactly what Shan Varner, the head coach of the Wildcats, wants, up by this much here, this stage in the game. Here, and King will throw. Out route there is caught, feet down, first down, catch made by Buchanan Simons.
Great job showing the toe drag swag, and great job extending this drive by Buchanan Simons. This is the first time we get to see a short completion with him. We've been seeing the big plays from him. This is a more conventional out route that we are normally seeing here in this league.
They tried it on the last drive, and Ashley Rose Finch jumped it, almost took it to the house, but could not quite get 2 hands on it. Now 4 wide here. They love to throw out of this. King wants a deep corner, and it is caught! Corey Carter down to the 39 with 3:08 to go in the third. A big catch.
What a great catch. Looked like he had to twist around to make sure that he caught over his left side. Here's the replay. E.T. King with another accurate pass, another dot. And he had to spin around. Let me take that back and catch it with one hand. And he's like, okay, see, you ain't the only receiving core that can make catches with one hand. Watch me do this.
Shan Varner in the chat was bragging about how he teaches his receiver to use 2 hands. And Corey Carter there says, Coach, yes, but I will just need the one here. Thank you.
Especially when you have a lead, 28-point lead right now.
3 wide, King to throw again. Wants another corner route, and that's caught too! Down the sidelines, J.C. Torres.
And what helps the receivers get so wide open? Double move. This time up and out towards the sidelines. Gave Torres plenty of room to make that catch before he gets tackled by a Finch and Clark. And Chicago looks like they want to add 7 more on the board. They can to extend this lead back to 35.
Now a heavy set here with Odom in the backfield. 3-4 look out of the Renegades. They will throw. Dumps it out to Odom here with a block. Odom lowers the head and will pick up 7 to the 11-yard line. And with 2:15 to go, nice grab and run by Odom.
Yep, but the important part you just said too, 2:15 to go and counting. This has been a great drive, great drive so far in terms of melting out the clock, and it's going to be even better if they get 7 on the board.
Now for Odom with 1 receiver split to the bottom, just trying to distract and take a player away. Handoff to Odom up the middle. Odom still moving, gets down to the 4. Looked like he might have been moving there, and 62 just missed 1 guy in behind who he could have blocked.
Yeah, but I think that'll probably the one time that Coach Shan Varner doesn't mind 62 missing the block because of that tackle made, that helps melt the clock away. But it's still 1st and goal, and it looks like Chicago's about to add to their lead here.
There a minute and a half to go in the 3rd frame of this game. Goal line defense out of the Renegades. Hand off to Odom, and no, he has stood up and dropped. The Renegades trying to make a stand there. That was, that was Thomasina Rahman and Day Drury who combined for the tackle. First time we've called Drury's name tonight. Had 11 tackles last week.
Yep, he got on the stat board now, but unfortunately, not what he wants to see. Get on a stat board, giving up 35 points in comparison to 10 last week to Houston.
Shotgun look for King on 2nd and goal. Will throw, and a little bit of a miscommunication on the routes there. King was looking for an out route, and they ran a post.
Yeah, either that or the receiver got caught by the turf monster there. He was wide open, uncontested. That could have been an easy 6. We'll see OKC's defense can stop him here and prevent them from scoring 6. Just give up a field goal.
Goal from the 3. Goal line defense out. 1 split out to the top. They've been stuffed once from this lineup. King to throw. Out route. Incomplete! The fullback dropped it, It was intended for Alfonso Freni, but the defender affected the throw just enough to force this 4th and goal.
Yeah, that was easy 6. Unfortunately, the fullback couldn't make the catch and turn it into the end zone. Maybe he was like excited that he could have made an easiest catch of his career. Failed to do so, and they had to settle for 3.
48 seconds to go in the 3rd. 4th and goal. Chicago will have to settle for the field goal attempt. The chip shot attempt will be from 19 yards. Is up and good from 20 for Jesus Garcia. Chicago makes it 38-7, but the Renegades hold the Wildcats to just 3.
Yeah, which is, I guess, a small victory, but the unfortunate part, that deficit extends to 31. They need OKC somehow, some way, just got to come back, make huge strikes in the 4th quarter. Otherwise, this is a guaranteed win for Chicago.
Wildcats kick off, and the Renegades return out from their 9. Will bring it out across the 25, and he will get to the 29. 41 seconds left to go in the 3rd. T-Roy, I think it's time to air it out.
Yep, I don't think we should see the running backs all unless they're running wide receiver routes. They should not be a factor in this game, but you never know with OKC. We'll see what happens.
Excuse me. Yeah, when you invest so heavily in the run game with the fullback and the halfback, sometimes it's hard to stray away from that no matter what the score is. And they give to Moses up the middle, and he will pick up 2. And, you know, the other thing that it could be, T-Roy, is they might just be ready to get back on the bus and get to the airport and head back to Oklahoma.
Yeah, this is definitely not the result they've been looking for today. Only giving up 10 points last week, but the offense still struggling to find the end zone on a consistent basis. And I guess when they feed it off to the running back, maybe they were expecting a huge run like we saw Williams did in the championship game last season against Denver.
3 receivers split out. Last play of the 3rd quarter is a handoff to Williams, who finds a little bit of room, picking up 3 to the 35. Oh, and no, we will stop.
Oh, no.
We will stop the clock.
Someone's injured.
Stop everything. A.J. Barnes is down on the play. Nothing to laugh about there. I didn't really see what happened to him. T-Roy, did you?
I didn't see what happened either. Maybe he ran to Williams and just tackled him awkwardly. That unfortunately put him out of this game. That's definitely not what Chicago wants. Even though if he's out for a game, he'll be back next week because we got great doctors here in the SFL.
5 for Nickens, who will throw. Finds. Oh, no! I thought he was going to have him. But when he threw it right over the middle, waiting for it to make the play was Blake Craze.
Yeah, great job by the defense of Chicago putting it into this drive, supporting their fallen warrior there who got injured. Blake Craze just told Deacon Nickens, you were crazy to throw it my way.
So I called the last play of the 3rd quarter, and now this is the 2nd play after that. So was not the last play of the 3rd. This one will be the last, barring a penalty. And the return will go out to the 31, and that will end the 3rd frame of play. Chicago is in control of this one, up by 31, 38-7 over the Oklahoma City Renegades. We'll be back after this break. Today's Simulation Football League broadcast on YouTube is brought to you in part by Nation's Best Football, helping NFL, college, high school, and youth players to help hashtag secure the bag. ScoreStream, official live scoring app of the SFL. By Sector 6, custom esports jerseys and apparel, an exclusive SFL shop provider. And by SpyGoat, dedicated to the craft of audio. Aerial shots brought to you by AirViews United by Drone. Visit airviews.com, AIRVUZ.com to see more awesome drone footage. I love flying around T-Roy. It's a beautiful night here in Chicago, Illinois, and Wildcats fans are loving it. Renegades fans, not so much. We have 11 minutes on the clock. Get your 4s up in the chat. Stop to throw on 1st and 10, and that out route is caught on the outside by J.C. Torres.
Yeah, great job by him, contort his body to make that catch and still manage to stay in bounds. is making this a 2nd and 5 here. We'll see if OKC is going to put a stop to this drive, ASAP, get their offense back on the field, or will E.T. King and the Wildcats extend this drive and melt the clock away?
Back in the backfield, 2nd and 5. Clock still rolling here with 10:40 to go in the 4th. 3 down linemen. They will dump it out to King on the right-hand side. King closed on, makes a mess of the Renegades defense and skirts out of bounds at the 44, but not before scooping up a first down.
And you see that total here. He's able to go over 100 yards of total offense. Good job by Ash Odom. Basically, total yardage-wise on offense for Chicago. He's the every down back. Maybe he should have that nickname E-back instead of his fellow running back who's now in Queen City, who's known for that name.
Yeah, the former running back for Chicago. They're going to flip it out to Odom again, who goes out at the 48. It was weird, T-Roy, in the offseason. Queen City and Chicago, despite there being no trades in the SFL, almost just kind of traded halfbacks.
Not only them, but OKC and Alaska as well. They basically exchanged their star running backs. And it's very rare. I don't remember a season, and I've been paying attention to season 10, so it's been I've been here for like a quick second, but I don't remember a season where running backs basically switch teams like that.
Yeah, the SFL very unique. Every player on the field is a free agent. Every single year has the opportunity to play wherever they would like. As Odom breaks through to the 46, almost had the first down there. But, Odom chose to come to Chicago on his own, and Jared Willis chose on his own to go to Queen City. So a very unique situation for those two backs. But for Chicago and Queen City, they pretty much just flip-flop.
Yep, and they are very happy with what they got during this offseason to help their offenses, move down the field easily.
Off Odom again, a first down run. Solid running there for Ash Odom out to the 44. New set of downs for the Wildcats.
Yep, and this is not what OKC wanted, and I think they unfortunately could be mailing this in the bag with 9 minutes left in this game, as Ash Odom is doing a great job melting this clock away for Chicago.
Throw out route there is caught by Torres, turning upfield, first down to the 31, and he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, I think this receiving core here in Chicago is one of the best in the SFL because they do a great job with the yards after the catch, as we've been seeing all day. This is Torres. He didn't have the big receptions as his other receivers have been making, but his receptions are still valuable because he's been moving the chains basically every time he gets the ball.
So a new set of downs with 8:50 to go in the 4th. Split backs here, 3 wide for King to throw. King is going to fire deep down, and it's caught down to the 6-yard line. Hauled in on the outside by J.C. Torres again. He has had quite the day.
So he said, hold on, T-Roy. Let me make these big plays like I've been doing, like his receiving mates have been doing all game. It's the same play that they've been burning OKC with. It's just been Torres on this reception, while earlier it was Buchanan Simons and then Corey Carter.
Another heavy formation here with Odom in the backfield. 5 in the box on the second level. They will flip it out. Odom bobbles it. Oh, it's taken away! The Renegades right place, right time. Joshua Dwyer.
Joshua Dwyer said, where you think you're going with that football, Ash Odom? You got to make that catch before you turn upfield. Ash Odom got distracted. He thought it was about to be an easy 6 points. Bobbled the ball, and that gave Joshua Dwyer, the rookie, the time to make that INT. Good job by him. We'll see if OKC can put more points on the board before this game is over.
Well, credit to Odom, for the hit on Dwyer, because if he wouldn't have made that, Dwyer might have been dancing in the end zone right about now. Hand off to Williams. Williams breaks one, but can't get through the second wave. He'll be out to the 13. 8 on A.J. Barnes. It looks like he will be out of the rest of the game for precautionary reasons.
Yeah, at this point in the game, unfortunately, I hate to throw shade at OKC, but at this point in the game, Chicago probably doesn't need A.J. Barnes since they have a comfortable 31-point lead. So it's smart on Chicago's behalf to let A.J. Barnes sit out for the rest of the game.
Formation for Nickens, throwing out to Williams on the outside. Williams
Wow.
wrapped up well and brought down easily on the outside. Great play by Jeremy Lane. He's had a game, one interception, and that big tackle for loss there.
And this is, if you've been in SFL for long enough, at least since season 11, this is an uncommon sight seeing Jason Williams struggling to get yards here.
Bunch formation, Nickens to throw, wants the middle, and he's got the middle. Nice catch there on the outside, hauled in by Ermac Jackson. He's had a decent game today, too.
Yes, he has. He coming in today's game with 65 yards receiving. He's now over 1,000 yards for his career. Great one-handed catch right there. Took the hit, but helped extend this drive as OKC looks to build some offensive momentum getting ready for next week's game. Their next game. Let me take that back.
Yeah, the Renegades have a bye week next week, and I tell you what, they might not have the most points on the board today, T-Roy, but they do have all of the swag, plenty of one-handed catches from the Renegades. Not plenty of rushing yards as Williams is crushed again, and he has just struggled to find his rhythm this season so far.
Yeah, and unfortunately it doesn't help when the O-line struggling to contain the defense both weeks. Houston did a great job containing Williams. Williams had a better result this week, but still not the Williams we used to seeing since season 11.
2nd and 10 from the 30. Nickens to throw. Is going to sling it. Oh, how in the world did they make that catch? Nice grab on the outside by Jackson again.
A nice dot by Deacon Nickens. And again, we talked about this. He's a very tall quarterback at 6'7", 225 pounds. So he should be able to make passes like that. It just has been, unfortunately, the same result from last week. Haven't been able to put points on the board.
Split backs, under 6 minutes to go. The handoff to Moses is stuffed. Clint Hendershot read that one well.
And that linebacker, Clint Hendershot's been basically in the backfield of OKC all game, as well as other compadres. Good job stopping the running game, but I don't want to see any more runs at this point. I want them to air it out, get in the end zone quick.
They will give to Williams on 2nd and 10. Williams angles, and I tell you what, T-Roy, Clint Hendershot was right there, and we'll take a look at the upcoming broadcast schedule. London and Las Vegas, as well as Seattle and St. Louis, are up next today at 5 Central, 6 Eastern, right here on YouTube. Stick to our page. And then tonight, the big one, 7:30 Central, it's Carolina and Vancouver in Canada.
Yeah, you got a busy day. You got to call 2 games, and then you got to fly back to your city to see your team face off against Carolina.
Oh, I tell you what, I have a big day, but Tiberius Bovine's also having a big day. Almost got the first down. I think if you're Oklahoma City, you either go for this or just challenge that right there. He was close.
Yeah, I wish they would have challenged that, to be honest with you. He looked like he crossed the line to get the first down, but they're going to go for it. We'll see if Williams going to get the ball, and he's going to muscle his way through to get this first down.
They might give it to Moses, too. He's had some success. No, Nickens will throw. Nickens, airing it out. Oh, Moses could not hold on. I love the trickery, though. I tell you what, T-Roy, I did not see that coming, and Moses almost escaped out of the backfield.
I hate to say it, this is one of the few times I ever see a fullback going down the field like that for a pass. I like the play call. Unfortunately, while we weren't expecting it, Chicago's defense was. Good job by them. I think Maurice Spurgeon was the last guy to make sure that Moses didn't make that catch as Chicago gets the ball once again.
Turnover on downs, but I tell you what, I like the play. I like the call. Circle that one for the rest of the season, because that's a little trick in the book that I don't think many defensive coordinators are going to be ready for. 3-4 look out of the Renegades. Chicago most likely going to milk all the clock they can and then keep the ball secure. Throwing out to Odom, who does the smart thing and the veteran move right in front of Michael Irvine and lands inbounds to keep this clock rolling.
Yep, and we should see another healthy dose of Ash Odom unless Chicago is going to get more points on the board. This is a scary offense. Look at that rating, 124.1. He should be the MVP of today's game.
has a better rating than Nickens has yards, and that's just kind of been the tale of the tape today, is that Chicago has been efficient and they've been on time, and Oklahoma City has struggled in most facets of the game, and sometimes that happens. It's just one of those days for the Renegades. Throw out to Odom again, and he got out of bounds on that one with 4:02. It'll be 3rd and 2. Renegades will take him down and preserve some clock.
Yeah, there's a song about what you just said. It's just one of them days. Don't take it personal. But they don't want to be all alone right now. They want to make sure that they stop Ash Odom from getting any more yards. But again, 4:02 left in this game. Chicago basically have this game in the bag.
If it wasn't 4:02 left, I would razz you for a commentator's curse, but I don't know. Is that Corey Carter in the backfield? Carter came in to replace Ash Odom for a breather for some reason. They tossed it out to him, and he ends up a yard shy. That was strange.
Yeah, they almost got the work. Maybe they want to try something out for a future game here. They got good yardage. It's 4th and 1. They're gonna go ahead and punt because they firmly have the lead here. But go back to your previous. Yeah, that was interesting. But go back to your previous point. I gotta pick the right time to make those choices to avoid the commentator curse.
Yeah, we've seen Robert Merrill, a receiver in Alaska, convert to a running back. So maybe that's in Carter's future. Maybe he said to Shane Varner, "Hey, I'd like to be a coach or a running back, excuse me, someday." And Shane said, "Hey, why not throw him in there, see what he's got?" Let's head to a game break with Commissioner Cameron Irvine back in Texas.
Thank you, Andy. Well, two teams looking to bounce back from Week 1 blowouts, Mexico City and New Orleans today. And it's Stephen Mullinex getting the offense moving for Mexico City in rainy New Orleans. Ray Bentley with 201 rushing yards, and Mexico City in control 37-10. Back to Andy and Troy in Chicago.
So a penalty will actually mean Chicago will punt again. Interesting call by the referees, and I think they got the right call out there. So from the 48 with 3:12 to go, Chicago will punt again. No, you are not living in Groundhog Day. The penalty reset it. Return. Oh, clobbered! Talk about a hit, T-Roy. That was aggressive.
Yeah, that hit is worthy of a Shadow Realm carrying hit. Good job by the special teams of Chicago. Now with 3:05 left, I'd like to see OKC get some momentum here for their next game. I believe the whole league is off for a week next week due to the schedule we have going on.
Nickens to throw, stands, and it's caught on the outside by Jackson. Barely got in front of the defender there.
Yeah, great job by Jackson, making sure that Craze didn't make that INT. Good job.
Wide, Nickens sidearm caught there by Moses up to the 34, and now some urgency out of the Renegades.
Yeah, and again, the same play from the end of the first drive. This time it was success.
Nickens to throw, pressured, outside, caught there and out of bounds. Nickens putting a rope on that one and giving it to Duncan.
Yeah, but this is what we saw last week. Nickens was able to make some passes, but unfortunately, the points doesn't show for his effort that he's been making. But with some fine-tuning, I'm sure OKC's offense will heat up and catch fire and get back onto their scoring ways.
2.5 minutes to go. Nickens will stand alone in a 2 tight end, 3 receiver set. I think that's Williams on the bottom of the screen there, spread out. To throw underneath, and that one will be good for 2. They're going to go hurry up in the same formation hauled in by Ermac Jackson.
Yeah, this is what we've been seeing all day. They force them to take what they give them.
Nickens to throw again, throws the out route there, caught by Bovine, who then gets to his feet. They tagged him down. I thought he was going to get up and keep running, and then they all just started lining up for the next play. Nickens to throw, dumps, and that is incomplete. They will have another play before the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, let's go back to that previous play. I guess Bovine thought that he got tackled or got touched, so that's why he was slow to get up. And then before he realizes he could have made some more yards, he was a little bit more focused there. But Yeah, that was just a strange play how that last play ended.
Two receivers out, two backs in the backfield here. The last play before the 2-minute warning. Nickens to throw, will dump across the middle for Bovine, and that is first down yardage to the 41, and that is the 2-minute warning. Chicago is up by 31, comfortably in the lead, 38-7 over the Oklahoma City Renegades in Chicago, Illinois. Upcoming broadcasts, London and Las Vegas, Seattle and St. Louis are today, 5 Central, 6 Eastern, and then tonight, Vancouver and Carolina will take place on Twitch. Make sure you watch all of the other SFL games this week. It's going to be a good week, T-Roy. Lots of stuff going on before the break, before week 3.
Yeah, I definitely want to see. I'm definitely looking forward to my game between Baltimore and Tallahassee. That should be a very, very good one. Hopefully, we'll be able to get the win against them on Monday. But I definitely want to see Vancouver and Carolina later on tonight.
Flipping deep, and that one's caught. Oh, he stepped out of bounds. Devonta Duncan could not keep the feet in, but he's down to the 15.
He had 6 in his sights, but couldn't keep his bounds, couldn't stay in bounds. Man, I know he's going to be kicking himself after that. When they finally got the chance to go deep, they was able to make the catch, but couldn't get 6 points out of that.
Here's bottom of the screen from the 15. Oklahoma City in the red zone again. They scored once from the red zone. They're going to try and do it again here with 1:50 left. Nickens, deep drop, throws the out route there, is caught out to the 6-yard line, so picked up some positive yardage there to Bovine again.
Yeah, but we'll see if they can get 6 to get some momentum for their next game here.
Nickens to throw, dials up the end zone.
Oh,
and picked off! Picked off by Chicago in the back of the end zone. Gilmore, the cornerback, who doesn't get much playing time, makes the play there, and Chicago takes over at the 20.
Yeah, if you want playing time, you got to be able to make plays when your number is called, even if you get very little opportunities there. We saw that defender for Chicago was ready to make a play. He did and put the end of this drive, in Oklahoma City's drive.
91 seconds to go, and we'll take a look at who both teams play next time they hit the field after this Ash Odom run to the 23 and a timeout by the Renegades. Chicago, next time they are out, will take on the Charleston Predators. That'll be at Charleston, so they will hit the road next time that they play. And then Oklahoma City actually has a week 3 bye, so they will play no one. They will have some time to rest, recuperate, and work on this playbook that today has not worked on the offensive side, and on the defensive side had some holes.
Yeah, they may have some holes, but I think they also was tired for being on the field as much as they have on defense. They may have, but the offense, I know that they'll work out the kinks during their bye week, get themselves back to their scoring ways, but it's been a rough couple of weeks for OKC.
The week 1 win over Houston, 16-10, have 327 yards passing in that game, have struggled today through the air and on the ground, and find themselves down 31 to Chicago, who has scored over 30 points in both their games and are going for more, and that one's incomplete. He was looking for Corey Carter. It'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, but the defense did a better job adjusting in the second half, only giving up 3 points in comparison to the 35, unfortunately, in the first half. Thomas Rama did a great job breaking up that pass to Carter. So that's the first time actually, let me take that back. The second time we've seen that play not be as successful as the previous times. As we saw earlier, it was an INT the last time they threw to Shan Barner, unfortunately, with that play.
So Chicago will punt. Another crack at putting some more points on the board. Return will come out to the 37-yard line, and they'll have 72 seconds to see what they can do.
Yeah, so unfortunately on the previous drive, we saw Devonta Duncan be able to make a great catch but couldn't stay in bounds, and that actually was the difference there. If he would have stayed in bounds, they would have had 14 but they were shut out thanks to that nice interception. We'll see if they can get points on the board before this game is over.
High formation for Deacon Nickens, who over the course of his career is number 20th in the SFL in total yardage. Nickens gonna fire a bomb, and that one is incomplete. It was deflected by the guy who just made the pick, Perry Elmore, who has been busy today in this later stages of the game.
Yeah, great job by Elmore. Again, his number was called. He rarely gets, time on the field to make plays, but when his name is called, he's been making them. Good job making an impression for Coach Shan Varner.
7 left to go, 2nd and 10 from the 37. 3-3 look out of the Chicago Wildcats. Will throw the out route there. It's caught by Duncan, who skates out of bounds on the Chicago sideline.
Yep, 3rd and 4 coming up for OKC. But, yeah, unfortunately, it's a little too late at this point, as we already know. We'll see if Deacon Nickens be able to find a receiver down the field like the previous drive and this time get 6 instead of coming up goose egg there.
3 split out here. Nickens has struggled against this secondary today, has had some big throws, but has yet to find the end zone on this season. I'm sure they'd love. Oh! What a play! Going back down the far sideline. On the return, Brandon VC will score! Touchdown, Chicago!
We got reservations for 6. Great job by VC picking off a very poor throw by, unfortunately, a poor throw by Deacon Nickens. Will we get a replay here? Yes, we will. And he just baited Nickens to throw that ball going to Duncan. And he just took it to the house. It was just too easy for him after that, Andy.
Man, VC climbs the ladder, does a little spin, and then with the speed to get down the sideline. If you're head coach Shan Varner, you got to love the effort there coming from some of your guys who don't see the field as often as they break 40 points with a chance to make it 45 here with the extra point.
And what's to say if somebody got injured just like it unfortunately happened today? Coach Shan Varner should be very pleased that his backups can do a good job replacing his starters if that occasion happens again later this season.
Up and good, 45, a 40 burger for the Chicago Wildcats. T-Roy, do you like your 40 burgers with cheese or plain?
I like it with cheese. I want to have some flavor to my burgers.
That's the seasoning. The seasoning adds the flavor. The cheese is just extra.
Well, depending on what burger you get, some people don't like to put seasoning on their burgers.
Well, I'm learning something here today. I always put seasoning on the burgers.
Same here. There's a restaurant chain that doesn't. Not going to expose them right now.
That's probably for the better there, T-Roy. Return
yes.
out to the 28, 50 seconds to go, and the Wildcats offense has to trot back out. Deacon Nickens, the last 2 drives, has thrown an interception, and the damage was done. The last one was good for 6.
Yeah, this just been a rough going for the offense of OKC, who we thought might be going to score more points than they have been going into the season, getting the players that they got during the offseason, the 2 that we see in the backfield. But it's been a struggle for them.
Throwing an out route there. That one's caught. Turning upfield is Jackson, who will get out to the 39. Now down to 40 seconds and rolling. Oklahoma City 2 timeouts, but might just not use them for the sake of everyone in the stadium. The return here, or the catch there, will go out to the 43. Top of the screen, Nickens checks down to Moses on the outside, and DJ Moses II will get another 2 yards to the 45. Now under 15 seconds to go.
Defense still continuing to play well here.
Nickens out route to Moses there, and Moses will step out of bounds at the 49 with 5 seconds to go. Might be time for a Hail Mary, T-Roy.
Yeah, we'll see if they can get 14 on the board here. It's been a struggle, unfortunately, for OKC, but I like to see them air it out here. We'll see what happens.
Shotgun look. Hail Mary formation is in, and we'll see if Deacon Nickens can throw this one half the length of the field. Be interesting. Nickens lines up, pressure coming, and he is dropped. Chicago gets to him, and that is how the game will end. BJ Smith sack. 7, the Chicago Wildcats take this one and improve to 2-0. Oklahoma City falls to 500 at 1-1 and will head back to Oklahoma. T-Roy, your final thoughts on the game?
Domination. We see the total. Look at the turnovers. Unfortunately, 3 for OKC, with just only 2 for Chicago. But Chicago's defense came to play today in comparison to the last week. They gave up 23 last week to Vegas, only giving up 7 this week. Even the backups made great plays to put the end of drives of OKC the past 2 possessions. So if you're a Sham Barner, you're very happy with your offense, defense, and special teams, except for on that play. Unfortunately, one of the blemishes Ashland only had in today's game. But a total team victory for Chicago, making sure that they held OKC just to 7. Very impressive, very scary to watch if you're opposing defenses facing Chicago.
For everyone here at the SFL, we want to thank you for tuning into today's game and urge you to stick around. We have more SFL action all day today. Week 2 continues, and we don't want you to miss any of it. The 2 games on YouTube will be at 5 Central, 6 Eastern time, as well as the 1 game later tonight on Twitch, Vancouver and Carolina. That'll take place at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. We want you to be there. And now the player of the game, E.T. King, had a huge game, 429 yards, 3 touchdowns, a 124 rating to victory. We want to thank you all again. This has been the SFL on YouTube. We'll see you later.
Take care, SFL Nation.